I genuinely don't know when I last spoke to you. I've been very drugged up on painkillers, which actually I didn't react to well. Made me feel a little bit sick, but can't remember. Have I spoken to you since the osteopath? I can't remember. If I haven't, basically there was some inflammation. She said my muscles are screaming, and she said it's almost like my back's fused, it's a bit frozen. Anyway, she's given me lots of advice and things to do. Tonight though, I have a screening I've got to go to in London, so I'm just going to dose up on some painkillers because I've just got to last, 3 hours. I'm just going to be sitting, so hopefully I can just about do that. It's now 2 days on from the day we were meant to hear about the house. I've been in touch with the estate agent and he's still trying to get an answer, but things are just taking a little bit longer just because of the nature of the chain that we're in. But I'm hoping if it's taking longer, that means they're trying to work out a way to accept our low offer. I feel like if it was an easy no, then perhaps we would have heard a lot earlier, so fingers crossed it's actually a good sign, even if the wait is excruciating. So yeah, I guess that's all I can update you on. The screening I'm going to tonight is Glass, which is the sequel to Split and Unbreakable. I guess they're kind of a trio. It's an M. Night Shyamalan franchise. It's got James McAvoy, and yeah, I'll let you know what it's like later. If I remember, I probably won't remember. So if not, just read some reviews from some actual experts. Yeah. Oh, just got an email through saying we've lost the house completely, actually. So we thought the situation was that, you know, it might just be that we have to pay a bit more for it, but we're not getting it at all anymore because the bungalow the owner wanted to buy to move into, which would allow her to sell it to us for this price, they've sold it to someone else who was willing to offer them more money. So now, yeah, she's not going to sell her house to us anymore because she wants to wait out for a better offer. So absolutely gutted, actually. Me and Si have pretty much, we've been planning everything to move into this house. Oh, so silly. I knew this could happen. Everyone warned me that this could happen. Me and Si had still been, you know, kind of planning this and mentally moving in the near future. So it's a real shame, actually. Oh, I'll be fine in a minute. I've literally just read the email. And I think I didn't expect it to say that at all. So it's just a bit of a shock, really. So the search continues. Oh, it's a pity. This is a good lesson though, isn't it? Because like this is a part of buying a house. There are disappointments. There's, you know, people will gazump, people will do things that are a bit harsh and unfair because obviously there's a lot of money at stake. So just very, very disappointed, I guess, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm in a very lucky position to be even considering moving out anyway. So I've just got to remember that, and I'll feel fine in a few hours. I just got to tell Si the news now. He's probably gonna be even more gutted than I am. Right, I've pulled myself together. I've already started looking at properties and arranging more viewings. So onwards, and you know, like I said earlier, what's meant to be will be, and perhaps, who knows, next week the property of our dream might go on Rightmove or Zoopla, and we'll realise that why this has all happened, and it will be fine. So I just can't bear to talk to any more estate agents. No offence if you're an estate agent, I know you're just doing your job, but I've told all of them to contact me via email, and all of them ignore that request and call me multiple times a day. So when you're signed up to, say, I don't know, 7 different estate agents, and they all call you every single day, it gets on your wick a little bit. Particularly when you have a job that requires you to do things where interruptions like phone calling is pretty problematic. Anyway, so I just needed to vent. They've been driving me absolutely up the wall. And then you'll say something like, I'll just call you if I need you, or I'll let you know, because they just pester and pester. And then they're like, when do you think you'll let me know? Like, do you think in a couple days or in a week? And I'm just like, oh, this is not good customer relations, guys. You're actually putting me off getting a property from your books by being like this. Anyway, God, I am a miserable bugger today. I'm sorry. On the upside, let's think of some positives. So last night I actually, oh, did you hear that? Last night I actually did get some sleep. Not probably the normal amount of sleep a human should have, but I got some sleep. I think we're turning a corner today. My neck definitely doesn't feel as bad as yesterday. So hopefully that improvement will continue happening. And I've stood up for myself because I'm not feeling well, and I forced myself to go out last night, despite probably shouldn't have. I can't even talk. So basically I've said no to going to an event tonight, which I know will be really good. It's a very posh event. There's going to be all sorts of beauty treatments, all sorts of lovely things. But the fact remains is I'm going to make myself probably more ill by going. They're not paying. They're a company that regularly don't pay but want free content. And these things, as nice and as lovely as they are, and we're very lucky to be invited to them, they don't pay the bills. So it's going to be a night where I'll lose money, make myself ill, and it won't lead to any future work. So as nice as it would be, is it worth me doing it? No. And these are the sorts of conversations I have with myself a lot now, because I've done years of unpaid free work, as you guys know, and get to go to some amazing things, but at the end of the day they don't have enough of an impactful positive influence on my life to make them worthwhile anymore. So I am saying no to a lot these days, which a lot of people will be like, why are you saying no to that? That's an amazing opportunity. It's not that I'm ungrateful or I don't see that, but it's just not what I want at this stage in my life. I want security, I want comfort. I don't want to put myself continually in situations that stress me out or cause extra impact on my health. So that's why. God, I've gone into a ramble again. I'm so good at doing that. Anyway, I've got to make some lunch. Well, hello there. It's the next day. My back is feeling a lot better today, and it's a new day. We're feeling positive. We're feeling up for this. Me and Si are going to visit 2 new properties today. One is actually a maisonette version of the house that we fell in love with and put an offer on and lost yesterday. So we're feeling a bit weird about that one, because we're either going to feel like it's the lesser option of one we fell in love with, so therefore won't like it for that reason, or we'll love it because it reminds us of the lovely feels we had in the other one. So we'll see how that pans out. And then the other one is a maisonette, so we won't get a garden with this one, but the rooms look good. The only thing with this one is the curb appeal is very lacking. The actual building itself doesn't look that nice, but I feel like once you're inside it, do you really care anyway? Probably not. And I don't really care what people think. If people are going to go, oh, that's ugly, I don't care. I've got a roof over my head. So if it's all good inside, then that might be in the running, but we'll see. They're both in an area we like, so that's 2 thumbs up to start with. That is Si behind me. Oh, see ya. And we're going to bring Mum along today as well, because it's always nice to have another opinion. Although you always kind of secretly hope it's going to align with yours, and they're just going to kind of back up what you think. But yeah, so feeling positive today over the brief wobble and brief disappointment, and back on it. We're very fortunate to be in this position, so let's remind ourselves of that today and keep on going. So yesterday was quite an eventful day. So we went to one flat that we didn't initially like the look of on the outside from the pictures online, but from looking at the pictures inside we thought it's definitely worth looking at. It's kind of in an area we liked. We thought it had a lot of potential. So we went to that one first yesterday, and as soon as we went in, all 3 of us, we went a bit quiet, and I didn't know whether that meant that they loved it like I was loving it, or whether they didn't like it. So it was quite a relief when I got home and found out that Mum liked it, because I brought her along for that one, and Si liked it as well. I think for Si, because he was so upset that we lost out on the house this week, like properly devastated like I was, he's almost controlling his emotion a bit more now and trying not to get excited about a place till, you know, things are sealed and signed and, you know, are actually going to happen. A bit of self-preservation, I guess you call it. But yeah, so we really like it, and we think we might just be able to afford it if the owners are willing to accept a slightly lower offer. Anyway, but even though we're excited about that one, we had another viewing booked, and this viewing is the one we expected to really like, because it was, or well, we didn't know how we'd feel. It was basically the maisonette version of the house that we lost out on. So it'd be largely the same in many ways, but without the garden and without it being called a house. But as soon as we went in, it was so much darker because of the way the trees were falling towards the windows. It just felt a little bit sad, to be honest. And we found out actually that the couple that lived there are separating, but you could really sense a sadness in it. And immediately, even though the room sizes were the same as the other one, it just didn't have that feel that made us fall in love with the other one. And luckily, again, we were on the same page about that one. But now we face a bit of a conundrum, because we really don't want to lose this flat that we loved yesterday. But I already have some viewings booked in for Wednesday, which is, so it's Saturday today, so that's 4 days away. And we're terrified that someone's going to sweep in and buy this flat, because it is really good value. But at the same time, the guy says that the flat we're going to view on Wednesday is the biggest one for our budget you can get in the area. So it sounds like one that's too good to not see before making a decision on the other one. It's just stressing me out there. I've tried to make it clear to the estate agent quite a few times today via email that please let us know if anyone puts an offer in the other flat. Please let the owners know that we're very interested. We're just out of courtesy still seeing the other ones. Oh, but yeah, stress. But I thought I'd just show you all the properties, well, just the accumulation of all the information. I think we're up to 36 viewings now. Well, I've done 36. We'll see, everyone else has done a lot less. So I've been at work for a lot of them, but I've seen 36, and I honestly can't remember 36. One we're really excited and interested in, red brick. So we access via that door there and then go up some stairs, and ours is this upstairs part of the property. But yeah, this is a property that my parents really wanted us to fall in love with, because in terms of location, it's literally, the station's just next door really, so I wouldn't have to do any walking, so therefore they'd never worry about me overdoing it and stuff like that, or my safety coming back from a station. But unfortunately it just didn't feel right at all, which was a shame. It just didn't feel like our home. So it didn't end up having the parquet flooring as such, but it did have some nice wood flooring. It was a really nice flat, but again, it just didn't feel like it was the one for us. Hello, I thought I'd just sit down and update you, because I can't remember what I last shared with you guys. Did I tell you guys that I had a little bowel accident on one of my last viewing sessions? Luckily it was after the estate agent left, and it was when me and Mum were testing the walks, but let's just say I didn't quite make it home. But I imagine my IBS is probably slightly challenged at the moment because of stress, so it's probably my bowels are probably a little bit looser and a little bit reactive at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it's like a sign of things to come. I think I'm generally doing okay with it. I think it's just stress and anxiety and nerves and things like that. But yeah, it's never fun. But yeah, that happened. Oversharing again? Probably. What else happened? So we still really like a property and we want to put an offer on it. I've been to and froing with the estate agent about some questions, because it's a maisonette and there's no service or maintenance charge, which sounds initially fantastic, great, we don't have that to pay each month. But I thought, what happens, say, if the roof needs repairing or if something goes wrong? How is it divvied up between the different owners within the building? Is it 50-50 with us on the first floor and the bottom floor, or with all 4 owners in the house, because it's divided into 4? Because we're the first floor, do we automatically just have to look after the roof because we're closer to it? All these sorts of questions. So I'm waiting on answers to these sorts of things, and also how it affects insurance, whether we can, because there are some garages on the site and I think there's a waiting list, so just seeing, you know, how far away we would be from potentially also being able to get one of the garages. Just lots of the nitty-gritty boring stuff. And we do have some other viewings on Wednesday morning, which is Monday today, so a couple days away. And the trouble is, obviously, waiting to just double check they're not going to be better properties, we are risking potentially losing this one, because there's nothing stopping from someone putting in an offer today or tomorrow and beating us to it. So we're holding tight just in case the other properties are better. But our gut tells us that this one is probably the one for us, and therefore this holding out till Wednesday is pretty tough. We asked to bring it forward so we could hurry up the process and know a bit faster whether it had competition or not, but the estate agent couldn't do it. So I'm hoping we'll go on Wednesday morning, we'll see the other property, and it'll be like, okay, so that's definitely not as good as this one, and we can straight away after that viewing put in an offer in the one we love now. So yeah, that's where we're at really. I sent the link over to my sister-in-law, who's the architect, for her to just glance over and flag up anything she thinks could be a potential problem with it. She sent over a list of things, but none of them were hugely concerning, so all looking okay. So yeah, that's where we're at. Off to a hospital appointment now. It's all go at the moment. It's to see my skeletal guy, and also they might be fitting me for some, not special shoes, but a mould they're going to make that can be put in my shoes, so at least I'm a little bit more comfortable walking, because the bones of my feet are just extreme, shall we say. But yeah, I'll let you know how that goes as well later.